There's stuff that's brand new and exciting, and high time Mark told us about it.
So a new film by Francois Ozon, which is Everything Went Fine. Ozon is the genius behind things like Sitcom, Under the Sand, 8 Women, New Girlfriend, most recently Summer of 85, which I liked very much. And some of his films have been so very stylistically adventurous. This is much more kind of conventionally straight in its drama, perhaps because of the subject matter. So Sophie Marceau is Emmanuelle, whose father, played by André Dusselier, has a stroke, and who then asks, or rather tells his daughter, that he wants her to help him end his life. She is immediately shocked, but then realises that he has given her a responsibility that she has to do something with. Now, in the very first show, we didn't play a clip from a foreign language film, and somebody said, you should do that because it actually gives us a sense of what the film feels like, even if we don't understand the language. So here is a clip from Everything Went Fine, in which she is discussing with a medic what her father has said. Here's the clip.
Mon père m'a dit qu'il souhaitait en finir.
Ah oui, je sais. Il m'en a parlé.
Ah bon?
Ainsi qu'à l'équipe soignante. Mais vous savez, on a l'habitude de ce genre de réaction. On va donc augmenter ses antidépresseurs. Mais je ne vais pas vous raconter d'histoire. Si votre père refuse de se battre, vu son état général et son âge, ça ne durera pas longtemps. Donc il faut espérer que les antidépresseurs agissent vite. Et puis il est important que votre papa se sente entouré. Il faut lui redonner le moral. Vous en faites pas. En général, ils s'accrochent tous à la vie.
Merci, docteur.
Je vous en prie.
Merci le doctor, I got that bit.
Yeah, and what she's told at the end is, look, what generally happens is that people choose life. After something like this happens, they can often be depressed. We hope that the antidepressants kick in, but people generally choose life. He doesn't. He is long separated from Emmanuelle's mother, played by Charlotte Rampling. So she only has her sister to turn to. And the problems are twofold. Firstly, asking to help her father. I mean, she has this kind of loving but conflicted relationship with her father, which we see in flashbacks to her childhood, in which her father is, often sort of quite brutal with her. But being asked by your father to help, to assist in dying, is a big thing. And as her sister says, the irony of it is when you were younger, you wanted to kill him, and now you can't. The other problem is that assisting suicide is illegal, and the only way they can do this is to have Switzerland involved, which means transporting him to Switzerland. And also the fact that he keeps talking about it to everybody else, which is legally dangerous because it puts you in a position of being implicated. So there is also the spectre of someone from his past who we know to be a kind of a random destructive force, but to whom he is emotionally attached and from whom he cannot detach. So the subject matter obviously lends itself to the potential of being mawkish or sentimental, but this being Ozon, it is never any of those things. This is a drama about spiky people with spiky relationships, and just because one of them happens to want to end their life, it doesn't mean that the film is going to in any way soften those edges. In fact, André in particular, the father, is massively cantankerous all the way through it. And the film is very honest about the tensions within the relationship. I mean, you get the sense that he is somebody who has spent his life telling everybody how they are going to do things and how his life is going to be conducted, and everyone just kind of falling in line with it because that's what he does. I thought it was really well done. I thought it took the subject seriously, but it wasn't somber or po-faced about it. There's a lot of humour in the film, particularly in the kind of interaction between the daughters and the father. There is also a kind of general philosophical question about how one should approach the idea of of the right to take one's own life or the right to be assisted in that, and how once it gets into any form of legal process, it becomes kind of almost Kafkaesquely absurd. But I think the main thing is that it's an ensemble piece with people playing a family that is being riven by a particularly difficult situation, yet they are still the people they always were, in some form of extremism, but not behaving hysterically, it's not a film of big gestures, it's not a film of, grand speeches. It's a very, very naturalistic look at a very challenging situation and how people would react in it. And I thought, I mean, I'm a big fan of Ozo anyway, and I've always liked his films, but I thought this was very well done. I thought Sophie Marceau was terrific. And I thought it took a very difficult subject matter and dealt with it in a way that was matter of fact, but not matter of fact, therefore uninteresting, matter of fact and therefore engaging.